Alright guys, welcome back to the Half Fast 719. Sticking some engine ice, high performance motorcycle coolant plus antifreeze. So freeze protection to -7 degrees, spoil protection 256 degrees Fahrenheit. Maximize horsepowers, mo cooler, mo power. Non-toxic, biodegradable, phosphate free, ready to use. It's pre-diluted. Anyway, supposedly this car takes 4 quarts. Supposed to drain it, completely flush the system with engine ice flush treatment or equivalent. I ran distilled water through it, so I basically put all the drains back in, put distilled water in it, dumped it, did it again, dumped it. So I flushed it technically. Kind of flushed it 3 times. Anyway. So yeah, yeah, so we'll see how this goes. Anyway. Yeah, did the DLP delete. It's a pain in the butt with this MPI turbo setup. You gotta undo that drain right there, and then there's a drain on the other side, which you watch a previous video you'll see. Install that. The hose is really long. You see the old position where the hose clamp was, right here, and then I ended up shoving that pipe farther into the hose because apparently these are supposed to be universal. However, 2019 and newer have the radiator in the back, so what I had to do is undo that strap on that line that goes all the way up. Undid this hose clamp right there so that I can twist this hose or this line, because it was with the DLP set up in this bracket. It's kind of a pain to do. Anyway, because this line wants to sit right where you put the Donaldson air filter at. So yeah, it's kind of a pain. Anyway, sensor has a crush washer on it, so you don't have to do anything. No sealer, no nothing. Hopefully, I believe it's just a crush washer. I tried cleaning these hoses as best as I could, but anyway, so you can see that cutout. I had to do that cutout in this intercooler to get to the bleeder. That's your bleeder. To once you fill coolant, it gets all the bubbles out. Anyway, it was only able to go up about 1/4 of an inch, so took an end mill on the edge of a die grinder. You can see the thing took off on me. It kept brrr, brrr, then it went up and scratched that, but no damage other than surface scratching. So obviously cover the thingy. There's the turbo, if you haven't seen it. That blue line I'm going to be replacing and going black. I have the line up there. But anyway, yeah, so you want to drain the reservoir and drain the coolant. As you can see, it still looks green in there. So there's the other drain, is right there underneath that zip tie. So you drain that. I let it drain. Like I said, I took both of these screws off for the little bolts off, this one and the one on the other side, with distilled water in there. And yeah, just waiting. So I bled it all. As you can see, like I said, there's still green in there. So anyway, well. And the reservoir is blue. That's cool. Anyway, so don't mistake this stuff for windshield washer fluid. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I did reach out to Dennis at Mott Motorsports. Today's still Saturday. Reached out to him and told him about the laptop situation and told him I did whatever I did. And yeah, he basically just said, okay, call on Monday. He's thinking it's the power command actual unit itself, the PC6. So hopefully we figure it out. There's some nasty stuff in there. Anyway, yeah, hopefully we figure it out. What that is. Feels gritty. It's gritty. Anyway, my favorite tool in the garage. A sink. The sink is the favorite tool. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I obviously will keep an eye on the coolant, on everything. So, just throwing some distilled water, what I have left. But yeah, so tomorrow will be Sunday. I'm just gonna not do anything, hopefully. The crank sensor was supposed to come. I did get the spark plugs from the AutoZone. FedEx guy. Lazy. FedEx people are so lazy. He just got out of his van, boop, 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 and threw them on the ground right by my fence. And I was walking out. He took a picture, jumped in his van, took off. So, yeah. Typical lazy FedEx. At least I caught him. Caught him before he took off, or before someone stole my package. And throwing spark plugs on the ground is great. So one of the plugs was loose inside there. As you can see, the box is all smashed. So, but I pulled them out. I checked them all. They're all good. So yeah, don't know what the next step is. This is the old coolant. It's a green. It's not simple green, it's green. I'm assuming stock coolant is green. And yeah. Alright guys, so that's gonna be it, I think, for my days off. Monday morning I'll wash the car if it's not gonna rain. It's gonna wash it today, but it's supposed to rain. Just don't want to deal with it. And more than likely it'll be probably be raining in the Bay Area. So one day I'll get that fixed and we'll get this fixed and go from there. But so far it looks cool. Turbo looks cool. Turby O2 sensor. Don't have the coil plugs in because once we figure it out, I'm gonna clean these and pull the rest of the plugs out, clean it all up, turn the car on with Dennis from Mott Motorsports. I'll wait till he calls me back on Monday, unless it's too late and I have to go to work. But I'm gonna try to call him in the morning, get the laptop hooked up, and go through everything with him, see if there's something that's just not right, or the tune. From what I'm looking at on the tune, you can see the fueling. The fueling is set really high at low RPM. So I kind of think maybe that's the problem. He did say isn't really too impressed with the PC6. So who knows? Maybe he'll send me a PC5. He said he does have a couple, but doesn't want them to go. So maybe he'll send me out a PC5 and go from there. So PC5 is this little box right there. This one's a PC6, Power Commander 6. That's why they call it a PC6. So that's what controls all the fuel injection and everything. It's just a middleman. This tells the injectors to add fuel, but it goes through this first. So you set a percentage. So let's say you want 5% more of fuel going to the injectors. You add that 5% there. So 0, 5%, 5% at the injectors. So it'll be 105% at the injectors, depending on your throttle position, supply and demand. So anyway, guys, that's it. I'm gonna go hang out in the house. Tomorrow morning I'll probably just come out and clean all this mess up, put everything away. And then this is the stock thermostat housing. Thermostat is in there with an O-ring. Supposedly this cracks or gets brittle and breaks. I haven't run into that issue. But anyway. Alright guys, see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment. Do what you guys do. Keep being you. Later, peoples.